Hello boys and girls, I'm going to teach you all about train sums today. This is what a train sum looks like. We have the beginning of our train, and as the train goes along to the different carriages, it tells me +2, +4 and +1. Now we're going to look at this train and we're going to work out how to do it. But I'm going to show you with a little train. Okay, so boys and girls, on this train, how many people are in the front of this train? 3, that's right. There are 3 people in the front of this train. So, I'm going to go and find a train with 3 passengers in the front of the train, and we'll see if we can work it out. Boys and girls, here are my 3 passengers in the front of the train. 1, 2, 3 passengers in this train. Now, if I look at my train sum, my train sum tells me that I need to keep going till the first train stop, and I need to pick up 2 passengers. It says +2. That means I need to pick up 2 more passengers. So let's go to the train and do that. So the train comes along, and as the train moves along to the next stop, it's going to pick up 2 new passengers. 1 new passenger, 2 new passengers. So let's put our passengers into the train. So now, boys and girls, how many passengers do we have in this train? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passengers. So boys and girls, we now have 5 passengers in the train. So that means that I've got to write a number 5 in the next box. So now I have 5 passengers in this train. Now, boys and girls, the train trip's not over. It's got to keep going. It's got to go to the next train station. How many passengers does it need to fetch at the next train station? 4 passengers, that's right. It says +4. So I know at the next train station, I've got to pick up 4 passengers. So let's get back to the train and get going. So boys and girls, the train keeps going, and it drives along the track until it reaches the next train station. Do you remember how many passengers I needed to fetch? I had to fetch 4. That's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers, boys and girls. I've got 4 passengers for the train. That's a lot of passengers. Let's put them in the train then. 1, 2, 3, and this little one wants to sit here with his friends. 4 passengers in the train. Now, boys and girls, let's count how many passengers we've got all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 passengers. Boys and girls, there are now 9 passengers in this train. So we now need to write a number 9 in the next carriage. There are 9 passengers in this train. Now, boys and girls, the train trip is still not over. We've got to go to the next train station. Can you tell me how many passengers are waiting at the next train station? That's right. There's 1 passenger waiting at the next station. Let's get going. So the train's got to keep moving. It's got to keep going all the way to the next station. And boys and girls, here's our last passenger. So let's get him into the train. And now, how many passengers do I have on my train? So boys and girls, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 passengers on the train. So boys and girls, my answer at the end is 10 passengers. So in the last box, I now need to write 10 passengers. So now, boys and girls, when we look at our sum, this is an answer, this is an answer, and this is an answer. Because we said 3 passengers plus 2 more got on the train. And 3 plus 2 equal 5. Then, boys and girls, we had 5 and 4 more got on the train. So we had to say 5 plus 4, and that gave us 9. And then last, boys and girls, we had 9 passengers on the train, and we plus 1 more passenger that we picked up. So 9 plus 1 is the same as 10. Isn't that right? So boys and girls, that is how you do a train sum. Now I'm going to show you how to do a train sum with minus. Okay, so boys and girls, we've just learned how to do train sums using plus. Now I'm going to show you how to do train sums using minus. So boys and girls, this is the same type of sum, except this time it's got minus in it. So I'm going to show you how. So this train has how many people in it? Look carefully. That's right, it's got 8 people on the train. So let's go and find a train with 8 people in it. And we'll have a look over here and let's see. This has got 8 passengers in this train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passengers on this train. Now, this sum tells us that the train has got 8 passengers and it goes on to the next stop. And at the next train stop, 3 passengers get out because they're takeaway sums. So instead of passengers getting onto the train, they're now getting off the train. So let's go and have a look. So the train moves along to the first station. At the first station, the train stops, and it said that 3 passengers get out the train. So 1 passenger gets out from this one, 2 passengers get out, and 3 passengers get out, boys and girls. 3 passengers get out the train, and off they go at that station. Now, boys and girls, the train has got less passengers in it. Let's have a look how many it's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passengers. So now, boys and girls, we now have to fill in 5 passengers. Because the train only has 5 passengers now. It had 8. 3 of them got off the train, so there's only 5 left on the train. The train has to keep going to the next station. How many passengers need to get off the train at the next station? Let's have a look. Just 1. So let's get going. The train moves along and it gets to the next station, and 1 passenger has to get out the train. And he gets off the train and off he goes. Now, boys and girls, how many passengers are left on the train? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers are left on the train. So, boys and girls, if I take my 5 and 1 passenger gets off, I'm left with 4 passengers on the train. Now, the train's still got another station to go to. At the next station, how many passengers get off the train? That's right, boys and girls. 2 passengers get off the train. So let's go off to the next station. So the train keeps going, and it keeps going to the next station. And how many get off? That's right, 2 get off at the next station. So we're going to take 1 passenger and 2 passengers. And they get off at the next station. Now, boys and girls, how many passengers are left on the train? We've still got 1 passenger, 2 passengers. So how many passengers are there? There are 2 passengers. So, boys and girls, we now need to write 2. Because 4 take away 2 leaves us with 2 passengers. Good. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to show you how we do a train sum with mixed problems. So let me show you. Hello, boys and girls. So, you've done a train sum using plus, and you've done a train sum using minus. Now you're going to do a train sum that's got both plus and minus in the train. So boys and girls, do you remember that when we plus, that means that the train stops at the train station and picks up so many passengers. And when we minus, the train stops at the train station and so many passengers get off the train. So boys and girls, let's start with this train trip. This train has how many passengers in it when it starts? It's got 2, that's right. It's got 2 passengers in it. So let's have a look at the train behind me. And the train has 2 passengers in it. Now, it says that the train needs to go to the next train stop to pick up 3 passengers because it says plus. So we know that when it's plus, it's going to get more passengers. So we've got to go to the next train stop and we need to pick up 3 passengers. So let's get the train going. So as the train moves along to the next station, it's got to stop so 3 passengers can get on board. So we've got 1 passenger, 2 passenger, 3 passengers. So now, boys and girls, let's see how many passengers we have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passengers. So the train now has 5 passengers on board. So boys and girls, we now need to write a number 5 on the first train. So there we have a 5. So we know that 2 plus 3 is the same as 5. Now we've got to keep going to the next train station. At the next train station, how many passengers? There are 2. Now what do we want to do? Are we going to pick them up or are they going to get off the train? Look carefully now. They're going to get off the train because it says minus. So let's get these passengers to their destination and keep going. So the train keeps moving across till it gets to the next station, and then 2 passengers have to get off. 1 passenger gets off. 2 passengers get off the train. Now, boys and girls, how many passengers are left? 1, 2, 3 passengers are left on the train. So let's have a look here. We had 5 passengers. 2 passengers just got off. And we've now got 3 passengers left on the train. Now, boys and girls, it's coming to the end of the day. This train's got to get to the train station before it gets dark. So let's have a look. We've got 3 passengers on the train. At the next train station, we've got to do something with 4 passengers. Are we picking them up? Or are they getting off the train? Well, it says plus. And that means we've got to pick up 4 passengers that are waiting at the train. So quickly, let's get going. The train moves along and gets to the next station. And when it stops, it's got to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers at the next station. So now, boys and girls, let's count how many passengers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passengers on the train. So boys and girls, we know that 3 plus 4 is the same as 7. So we now have 7 passengers on the train. So boys and girls, that is how you do train sums. Have lots of fun, practice, and you'll get them right. Bye!